And now, First Basin Credit Union presents the Starbright Village Community Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony on NewsWest 9.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I've got a question for you.
What's the
Can you
question?
feel the Christmas spirit in the air?
I feel it, Tatum.
Yes.
I feel it.
You have to feel it when
It's
you're here.
great here.
And if you don't feel it yet, you certainly will very soon. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 33rd Annual Starbright Village Community Christmas Tree Lighting. I'm Tatum Gwynn.
And I'm Anthony Franz. Tonight, the Starbright Village here at McKinney Park is going to be back to its original glory. We got everything from Santa Claus, Christmas carols, and of course, the tree lighting. We got it all in store for you.
Absolutely. That is what tonight is all about. We're going to have so much fun. So what I want you to do is grab your favorite person, maybe a hot cocoa, and let's get this show on the road. And a few things that we want you to know before we get into tonight: we have taken all appropriate safety measures to ensure that we are safe and our guests are safe. So you will see us socially distanced throughout the night and also wearing a mask at request of our guests. Okay. We've got that out of the way. Let's have some fun. You know, Anthony, anytime we come out to Starbright Village and we light up the Odessa night sky, you can't miss this place, especially when you're driving along I-20. We've now made our way down into Starbright Village. We are in the Ice Crystal Tunnel.
It's gorgeous over here.
It is gorgeous.
I love it.
And we've got Jim Culpepper joining us now. Tonight would not be possible without First Basin Credit Union. Why invest in our community in this way? Why is that important to you?
Tatum, we're actually involved in many organizations, mostly nonprofit across the basin. But at our heart, we want to take care of the children. And this is really designed, even though we get a lot of adults that visit the park, this is all about the children. And we know that if we can support something that is geared towards families, it'll brighten up everybody's face.
And it couldn't come soon enough, especially this year.
Yeah, and we all need that bright spot this year. As Tatum just said, 2020, it's been a crazy year, and Starbright Village is certainly that bright spot in more ways than just one. So what does this efforts behind this event say about the community?
Well, it certainly gives some credence to the stability of the community and the strength of the community and the not give up attitude of the community. And so I can tell you First Basin's been involved in this. This is our 4th year, and it's so gratifying to see every year it gets bigger and bigger and better. And we're certainly not going to let a pandemic stop that from happening this year.
I know that's right. I know that's right. You know, something that we mentioned when we were at the new facility earlier was the community room, and I think that is so unique, especially for something to find inside of a bank. Tell us real quick about that.
Okay, well, so again, First Basin is involved in many different organizations, and we really like to support the nonprofits. And I serve on the board of some nonprofits, and one of the biggest challenges that nonprofits have is finding a meeting facility large enough and centrally located enough to accommodate their needs. And so we're very excited to provide that. In our new building, we will have a 3,600 square foot community room, and we will provide that to the nonprofits in the community.
Well, that is just so wonderful, and we are so thankful for First Basin Credit Union to help put this on. I know we're going to say that a lot. That's a theme tonight. We need this now more than ever. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and it's a privilege for First Basin to be involved, and we hope it continues.
Starbright Village is a tradition that has continued to grow for over 3 decades. And this is my favorite part. The City of Odessa, they challenge themselves every year to make it bigger, better, of course brighter than the year before.
Yeah, and that is no small feat considering there's over 80 displays here at the village. And Crystal Cruz, she's going to take a walk through the memory lane to the early days of Starbright Village.
There's just something about Christmas lights. It can take you back to your childhood when magic was real and life a whole lot less complicated. But Odessa's Christmas tree lighting didn't start off with thousands of these sparkling lights. A huge Christmas tree once stood in this parking lot at Odessa City Hall. A 50-foot tall solid steel pole, its stem is still buried here.
1988, Odessa built the first Christmas tree. And what I mean, when we built the Christmas tree, we literally built a Christmas tree.
They drove all the way to Ruidoso just to get the limbs, working with the National Forest Service, who picked out limbs on trees that needed to be cut.
We would limb their trees up, use the limbs, size the limbs in the field, put those on a big flatbed trailer, and truck those all the way back to Odessa and build a Christmas tree. Those were real limbs that we had on that tree.
When the celebration grew, it moved here to McKinney Park in the early 90s with a walking trail and its very first display.
And we put our first display was Old Man Winter, and then we had our large Christmas tree in the background.
A few years later, Starbright Village was born, the brainchild of Odessa Parks and Rec director Steve Patton.
Knew that we could create something, especially next to the interstate, that would be unique in Odessa and make it a destination tourism place.
He actually sketches the designs for the display, like this new crystal tunnel. Patton's background in landscape architecture helps him make the magic happen. One of his most popular attractions he designed, these huge poinsettias. The biggest one is 14 feet wide.
I'll be visiting people at Starbright Village and I'll say, you know, our new display that particular year, I said, there's Santa and his reindeer next to the Christmas tree. And I said, isn't that gorgeous? You know, it's huge. And I'm all fired up about that. And they're like, love it, great. But I like the poinsettias better.
People can now drive through the Winter Wonderland. Every year, a new display is added. And the bigger, the better, like this more than 60-foot tall Santa sleigh and reindeer. But making sure they're in the right spot takes some high technology. They actually use GPS, and powering thousands of these brilliant lights didn't come without a few hiccups.
We kept putting big displays out there, and the electrician said, we're out of electricity. I never did think I'd use all the electricity out there. Then they invented LED bulbs. LED bulbs, we switched out every single light bulb out there. We went from incandescent to LED bulbs. We use a fourth of the power.
Patton says the biggest joy in creating this is seeing a child's eyes light up as bright as these displays.
Seeing their faces and how much they enjoy something that my hand has drawn and created, the Parks Department fabricated, we provided that, and it's an uplifting moment for those people's lives, and that's my true inspiration from my heart.
And what are the holidays without a jingle or two?
Jingle bell,
Jingle bell, jingle bell.
Are we not talking about us?
No. Let's head out to Crystal Cruz and Victor Lopez.
Thanks a lot, guys. You know, it's not the Christmas season until you hear that very first Christmas song either on the radio or if you play it at home on your Alexa system.
Well, you know, Victor, it is really the best way to get into the holiday spirit, especially to lift your spirits.
Oh, yeah.
And tonight we have a very special treat for you. The Bronco Legacy Choir is going to be singing their rendition of Jingle Bells. Here they are.
Bells on bobtails ring, and making spirits bright.
Welcome back to the 33rd Annual Starbright Village Community Christmas Tree Lighting. We are now joined with Steve Patton. He is the Director of Parks and Rec for the City of Odessa. But in other words, and more importantly, the mastermind.
He does it all.
Oh, he really
does it all.
But especially for Starbright Village. I mean, you are the brains of the operation.
That's correct.
Well, and something that I don't think people really realize is all of the work that goes into putting up this display. It's not just one of those things like, oh, you know, I think this would look good over there. There's a lot that goes into it. Talk about that.
We really start a lot of planning as early as July. Actually, I'm already looking at designs for next year. We look at the spatial arrangement, the GPS that we have that we lay out everything by, and of course budget. We look at the budgets, and most importantly, the support of the City Council, the mayor, and our sponsors. We take all of that, put it ideal-wise, and I start thinking about things, and this is our new feature for this year, and it's called the Crystal Tunnel. And this is inspired from the opening of the Superman movie.
So you saw that and you were like,
That would be a great tunnel. Also for this year, we needed more for people to drive through, and we were emphasizing that this year. And I thought it's something as grandiose as a crystal tunnel. When you look at something as big as this and you drive through, the experience will be great.
Yeah,
and
cool.
we need the inspiration for this year.
And ain't that the truth?
That is the truth. And thousands of people from all over West Texas, really, not just Midland and Odessa,
Out
come
of
here.
state,
Out of
even.
state. They come here to see this display because there's so many different displays and so many lights across this. What do you want to say to those people that are the loyal people that always come year after year?
It has become a tradition for families, and we also, everybody from the surrounding communities comes to Odessa. They will come and visit Starbright Village. I've talked to people from Alaska, going from one side of the country to the next, and they see the displays, they come off the interstate, and they come into Odessa. But this year is, most importantly, we are going to make accommodations for people to walk, and we have the trail for everybody to walk. We're widening the walk to 12 feet, so if people choose to walk, we are asking that they do wear a mask and social distance. That's very important. We do prefer for people to drive. The experience of the Crystal Tunnel would be much more in a drive-through, and we prefer that everybody would hopefully drive through more than the walk, because it will be in the grass and you're going to get a little bit of dirt on you. But we can accommodate a widening of the walkway as well as a drive-through. So we prefer, hopefully people will drive through. It is free. We do take donations, but we do have the walk-through if people would like to walk.
People can stay in their car, have the heater going, because it's going to be cold some of these nights too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
It will be cold. We do open December the 3rd. That will be our first night, and then we will close January the 1st.
Okay, very good. Well, Steve, we
Sweet.
just love this tradition, and we are so thankful for it. Any final words for everyone at home that's watching and maybe trying to load up in the car, they're ready to come see this?
I do hope everybody does take advantage. We put a lot of work into this, and it is a passion for the entire department. We put a lot of work into this. It is the most beautiful display this year that I've ever seen. It is spectacular, the things that we've collected over the last 33 years and put together to make a showplace for everyone to enjoy and to come and visit this holiday season.
A little bit of normalcy in a year that's not
And,
normal.
and this is certainly some stability
Right.
for us. There's over 80 displays, over 300,000 lights, everything set up with a GPS coordinate.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to come and see the handiwork. Steve, great job every
Thank you
year.
so much.
Thank you.
Well, it's no secret. This drive-through light display, it's a Christmas time staple in Odessa. In the Starbright Village in 1988, that's when it started. It's something that has always brought joy to this community.
Absolutely, and something that you may not know, we mentioned it with Steve a moment ago, is that they always try to add a new display every year. We are standing in front
Right,
of
this
the
is the
new
new one.
display. Yes, Victor Lopez is going to give you an exclusive walkthrough, an exclusive look at the Crystal Tunnel.
Victor?
It's the biggest light show between Dallas and El Paso. This is what people are used to seeing when they visit Starbright Village, but this year, there's something new.
Ice Crystal Arch.
The Ice Crystal Arch is the brainchild of Parks and Recreation Director Steve Patton. If it has a familiar look to it, there's a reason for it.
He said he was watching Superman. He's gonna kill me for that, but
Fortress of Solitude,
Dude, exactly.
Randall Anderson is the park's operations supervisor. We caught up with his crew as they were putting this bad boy up.
It'll take us probably about 10 hours to get it fully set up. Probably has around 100,000 lights on it. Each crystal comes in different sizes from 33 feet to 4 feet. So they're all over it to give us that depth and dimension that you're looking for when you're driving through something, a 3D look.
100,000 lights. Whoa, that's a lot. But hey, you've seen the rest of the park, so that's just a cube in the ice bucket. But the trick is turning these individual pieces into the boss's vision.
Each of those little square platforms has the ability to angle itself. So instead of those crystals being straight up and down, we'll put them at angles and give them a more natural look as they're sitting there.
Kind of like ice shards coming out of the ground or something.
Exactly.
Randall says they try to add something new every year, something more to give the park that wow factor. It's also something they plan to keep doing in the coming years. As with everything this year, though, COVID will affect how the village runs. But in the end, it's all about bringing a little happy into people's lives.
It's been from the very first day that I've done this till today, until December 3rd when we open. It's the look on the kids' face when they come through here, especially this time of year. A lot of things going on with COVID. People are locked up in their houses. They can't get out. And if we can give them something to come and get a little more joy in their life, that's what it is for me.
A lot of us are anxious to come out and visit Starbright Village this year, but I know one person who is especially excited about the Ice Crystal Arch.
I'm just ready to see it lit up.
The sights and sounds of Starbright Village would not be possible without our sponsor, First Basin Credit Union. They gave us a tour of their brand new facility. Let's take a peek.
Okay, Shim, we are in the new space for First Basin Credit Union. Talk to me about this area. Construction's not done yet.
Correct. Well, let me back up a little bit. This has been in the planning stage for over 4 years. So what you're seeing now is the end game.
You're in the home stretch.
Right. And so about 4 years ago, we identified our long-term needs, and it involved a much larger complex so we could house all of our employees. At this time, we actually have employees, management employees, spread over about 3 different facilities because we don't have a facility large enough to house everybody under one roof.
That's really great.
And so we went into the phase where we were trying to select the best location, and with Midland and Odessa trying to grow together, and then with us having branches in Andrews as well as Lubbock, we felt that this would be a very central location. And so, and it is a growing part of the community. Mm-hmm. If anyone has been here for any time, you would know that this has gone from pasture land to a thriving area.
What's one thing you're most excited about?
Well, I have to be honest, the most exciting thing is the fact that my management team is all going to be in one building.
Under one roof.
So
that's important.
Right. So when I need something, I can just walk down the hall and get it. Now I have to make appointments or call and leave. You know how the phone tag system goes, or even email. So that's really exciting to me. But beyond that, beyond from a selfish standpoint, I just feel that this facility and the location will be able to provide so much more service to so many more people than we ever could before. And the fact of the matter is that you can get a checking account anywhere, any bank, or a loan for that matter. But our personal service, we believe, is superior, and with the high-profile location, we'll be able to provide those services to more and more people. We do not have a hard opening date.
Okay.
We're looking at February.
All right.
So that's about as close as we can get at this point.
Keep fingers crossed.
Right, exactly.
If we learned anything this year, we pivot and we be flexible.
Exactly. So that's our hope.
Well, we are so excited for y'all.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for the time and showing the rest of the community what we are going to offer.
Well, here to celebrate the tree lighting tonight, we have Odessa Mayor David Turner. Now, Mayor Turner, 2020 has been not a normal year, so we need some joy here this Christmas season. What do you hope that Starbright Village will bring to the community?
I hope it brings smiles, because it is, like you said, it's been a rough year in the oil industry. It's been a rough year with COVID. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel for COVID. We're going to get past it. People need to smile. They need to be with their families and just have a little stress taken off of them, and that's what we hope.
Absolutely. We need a little bit of normalcy. And you know, Starbright Village, it is such a wonderful tradition, and so it is needed now more than ever. And we know that the holidays, it's going to look different this year. I mean, we're doing this in masks. It looks different. You know, what is your message to people as we find a way to find some joy and celebrate this holiday season?
Well, remember what Christmas is all about. It's not about Santa Claus. It's not about the presents or anything. It's about a baby that was born 2,000 years ago. And in Psalms it says, be patient and know that I am God. He's with us. We're going to get through this. It's just going to be a little bit different this year, but hopefully next year everything will be back to normal.
Oh, that's what
Hopefully.
we're certainly hoping for.
Gotta have hope.
Yes, well, Mayor, you have been part of this celebration for many years. This is your last in this capacity.
Yes, it is.
What has been your favorite part about this annual tradition?
I love watching the children. For me, it's not about Christmas, isn't about me anymore. It's about the kids. I love watching the kids. I love seeing their eyes light up. I love seeing them run around, get excited, seeing Frosty down here and seeing all the lights. That's what brings a lot of joy.
Absolutely. It is just one of my favorite events of the year when all of you at home are usually with us. They should be with us.
They should be here.
And next year they will be, and we
That's
get
our
to
prayers.
see that. 100%. Mayor, we are so thankful for you. Thank you for serving the city of Odessa.
Oh, it's been my honor.
Well, we love that, and thank you for joining us tonight, making
Thank you
time
so
for
much.
us.
Merry Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas
Merry
to
Christmas
you,
to
too.
you.
Well, Anthony, we've talked about this. You know, those crews are putting in long hours to make sure Starbright Village is ready for when you drive up. They've been working on this since July.
Yeah, and one of the supervisors has been working on this for the past couple of years, and they hope all this hard work can put a smile on your face. Jolena has the story.
If only the West Texas wind could blow 2020 away. Our last hope of joy for the year is Christmas.
Happiness, family time.
For Tommy Trevino, that's exactly what it means to him.
I love, being around with the family, enjoying time with family. That's what it is, just family time.
He's hoping to bring that special family time to the community this season. It's Trevino's 6th year working on Starbright Village, but this year may stand out from the rest.
This year, especially with COVID going on, I think it'll brighten up everybody's life, coming out here and getting to see all these lights and, being able to drive through here.
Over 50 displays with more than 600,000 light bulbs.
We try to go bigger and brighter every year.
Tommy and his crew are making sure 2020 is ending on a positive and bright note.
Always bring smiles to everybody's faces, and that's what we're trying to see.
From setting up the displays to starting electrical animation, it takes 5 crews of around 30 people who work many hours for 4 weeks.
We have a crew come out here, they check out the lights, they make sure that everything's working properly before we open up.
It may not look like much now, but when the sun goes down, that's when the lights come alive.
My favorite display, and the one that I love, is going to be the Santa sleigh up top by the tree. I love that one. It's one of the biggest ones we have. When you're going by the highway, I-20, you get to see it, and it brings a lot of people, joy.
With a glimmer of hope that the new year is when all is calm, but all is bright.
Joy. That's what I want. See everybody come out here and forget about COVID, forget about this past year, start off new.
Jolena Okazaki, NewsWest 9.
We are just so thankful for all of the workers that have helped make Starbright Village so special.
You can tell all the hard work they put in here. It is gorgeous.
And even a little bit of love. And my friends, tonight would not be possible. It wouldn't be a Christmas tree lighting special without featuring some of our student groups from Odessa High and Permian High School. We are so excited to introduce you all to the Permian High School Color Guard.
Let's go to it.
time to light the Christmas tree. But before we do that, we want you to know for this part of the celebration, we did put masks on because we're going to have more than just Anthony and I here.
Gotta be safe.
Yes, to ring in the season. Now, before we get to the tree lighting,
I'm so excited
Anthony,
for that,
we have
first
a
of all.
very special guest.
Who could it be?
He's a very busy man. He's made time for us. I think he's on his way.
I think he's right there. It's Santa Claus. Wow.
Hi, Anthony.
Oh my
hello,
gosh.
boys and girls. Thank you so much for having me.
Santa, first of all, I'm a big fan. I'm so glad you're able to come here and celebrate this tree lighting.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't miss it. I love to visit my friends here in Odessa.
Yeah, we
thank you
absolutely
so
love that. And
much.
people around here, they may be wondering, is it too late to get on the nice list if they're maybe not sure if they are?
We've got questions.
I know, Anthony. We've been checking it twice, as you know.
Good.
And I will say this, it is not too late to get on that nice list. It's never too late to be kind and to treat each others with respect. And so just keep doing those things, and that'll keep you on that nice list.
Not too late. Good news for Tatum here.
Yeah, not too late. Santa, what's your Christmas wish for West Texas this year?
Well, I tell you, Tatum, my Christmas wish, as you know, 2020 has been a difficult year for so many, including many in the North Pole. It's been a difficult year. But I tell you, I think that when we reach back and we remember that very first Christmas over 2,000 years ago, when hope was brought into this world, and that hope brought us peace and joy and love that will last through all eternity. And so it's my hope and my prayer and my wish this Christmas that all over Permian Basin, all over Texas and the whole world will discover that true meaning of Christmas.
Oh, I just love that. That's our wish for them too. I couldn't have said that any better, Santa. That's why you're the man. Okay, hey, how about we light that Christmas tree? Will
Let's
you
do
stand
it.
and help
That
us light
sounds
it?
good.
All right, let's bring in our
Everyone
other
come
friends.
in.
We've got Mayor Turner
Mayor
here
Turner
with
right
us.
here.
Okay, we have the countdown. Are you all ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's see if we
Let's
can get
turn
that
around.
countdown going.
Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is.
There it is.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, boys and girls.
We just love to see that. What a sight to see. Now this marks officially the start of the Christmas season.
Yeah, everyone, just to remind you, Starbright Village, it's free to come here.
Absolutely.
It's going from now until January 1st, and they do take donations just because gotta keep this village running.
And yes, and we want to be back here for a 34th year. My friends, that is all the time that we have for you. Thank you so much for joining us for the 33rd annual Starbright Village Community Christmas Tree Lighting. We'll see you next year, and from all of us, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.